Go ahead and start.
Prepared for us either.
Because I can tell that's another thing. We've blown people out of the water already. They're like, oh, we don't. Some of the interviews we won't even publish because they're just not smart enough. That sounds horrible.
No, I know exactly what you're saying. It's just not what we're looking for.
Well, and the thing is they're instructing other people, and and those people are taking those ideas and trying to translate them into their lives, and they need to be able to do that in the articulate manner that demands, because they're
if they look that deeply,
right? And so
if they look that. Yeah, if they're that introspective or retrospective, most of the time they're not.
It's up to the teacher to convey those messages.
Exactly. But sometimes I can go in one ear and out the other. But now it's up to me, and it's my job to come up with new ways of creating that new perspective on the same idea. So the light bulb doesn't go off in my head because nobody cares.
Right.
But so the light bulb goes off in your head. That's when it matters. He cares about what me and what I can do. Yes,
we do.
Cool,
that's
but
for
you only care about what I can do, so you can do it too.
Exactly.
So if I can't help you with that, who cares about me?
Right. And that's actually one of the things that we're trying to fix. Is, for example, we want to show people as they are as human beings. And we want somebody to watch this video, and I don't want it to be 35 minutes of you talking about how many medals you won or techniques you learn, or, oh, check this out. Like, and this gives you a little secret into my history. Oh, Gracie, yeah, he did the crucifix. Well, there's a whole other chains of stuff that's from that as well that I know about. That a lot of people don't even know about, things like that. And instead, we want to show you as a human being, man, show you as you are. Just all the walls come down and you just tell us the truth. How you feel, how you act, your experiences, and that's what we want in life.
People don't know this about me, and I tell some of my students, they're just like, well, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? And I was like, well, that's great, that's good. But doesn't that bother you? No, if there's something I can do about it, and if it's any importance, then I will do something about it. If there's nothing, then why worry, because I can't do anything about it anyway. I spell my name with a small d, the Dave. Well, why do you do that? Well, I'm just showing my own unimportance while the rest of the world vies for supremacy.
Exactly.
Because I don't care. It doesn't matter. It's what I can do for you. That's what matters. You know? Yes, I'm going to try to shine, but I'm going to try to shine for us so you can benefit off of that, so you can obtain that and do the same thing I can. Because BJ Penn is a very special person. Rickson and Gracie, their minds work like Spider-Man. It's almost like to slow down time. Well, I believe that if one person can do it, anybody else can do it. We all have the same brain, the same chemicals in here, the same muscles. Some of us are gifted with certain things, but it doesn't mean somebody else can't achieve that, because they automatically come with the right technology in their brain. It just fits right into place. Others have to work hard and learn that. However, it is obtainable. And that is my purpose in life, to try to spread not only good jiu-jitsu in the way it's supposed to be taught, but to prove to people and to the children in the classes too, and my own children, that they are capable of things that they may not thought they've been capable of. And I got a student in here. I've got a brain scientist in here. I've got psychologists, criminal psychologists. I've got doctors. I've got law enforcement. I've got bad guys. I've got everything. But the thing is, we're teaching psychology, and they're coming up to me afterwards, and guys that can't move their body in certain ways, they've been to a bunch of different schools, and I overhear them talking, and they tell me too. It's like, you know why I come here? Because Dave can get my body to do things that no other instructor could. I didn't even think I was capable of doing that. And they say the same thing about Oscar Martinez.
Yeah, right. When will you have time? When will you be available?
I was going to grab some lunch.
Oh yeah, you're fine with that.
We have like about an hour and a half probably, and so we're actually done with him.
Okay.
So we definitely have time, sir, if you have available.
Okay.
After that, that'd be great. Cool.
All right.
Thank you. Even Iyasha, or Emmanuel, or Yeshua, what they call Christ, or the Christ consciousness, I should say. Even he expressed it through Iyasha when he said, all of the things that I showed that I do, that you will do as well, and more. Everyone is capable of everything.
And it should be that way, because it took me a long time to obtain what I've gotten. 17 years of research. And now I'm just handing it over on a silver platter. Why? Because I want to make sure that you guys get from point A to point B, your black belts, much faster than I did. My goal, and people think I'm crazy, but I think, and this is my belief. It's not an opinion. It's my belief that I want to take students. I want their brain power to increase 30% so they can learn quicker, faster, more efficiently, and not the time it takes to do that, because inevitability, of course you're going to be there. If you keep doing it and you stay persistent, you're going to get there. But instead of doing it 10,000 hours, or maybe taking 10 to 15 years to get a black belt, I want to cut that time not in half, but in a quarter. I'm going to show people that they can do that, use their brain in an efficient way so they can get what they want in 25% of the time. Cutting 75% of the time out.
Yeah.
And people think I'm crazy, but no, I believe it can happen. There's a guy that can move his body in different ways that he didn't think he could do before.
I totally agree with that too. It's that's happened before with a couple people, but it always seems to be some type of monetary involvement. And it seems like you're so far the first person that we've come across, especially, that stresses that same type of evolution, or that same type of reflex in the people that's on a positive and productive note, as opposed to like, you know yourself, evolve yourself, find your own enlightenment in a sense, as opposed to just, oh well, if you do a year, get a black belt or some crap. That's,
I could just come in and teach, just like every other school is. They put no emphasis into teaching how the brain works, how people learn. Or anything, because they just simply don't care. Just like, take your money, teach you the technique, go home.
That's crap.
You know what? I for years I wasn't making money in jiu-jitsu. A good solid 10 years. I have no experience. I'm a white belt in marketing. Didn't care about it. The only thing I care about is how people learn and making people better. And for years,
awesome.
It took my guys to put my credentials on a web page, and then I had a web page and it didn't have any of my credentials, medals, nothing. This is for like almost 10 years. Right, Dave, man, we could put some stuff on it. I put some stuff on it, people started walking through the door more. I was like, yeah, I guess it works. But they didn't know I trained with Helio. They didn't know I was friends with the Gracie family. They didn't know all these other things that people were thinking, it's great, it's great. It is. When I look back,
and that's a little bit of the byproduct that we're looking for. The more genuine, real instructors, not just technique instructors, but instructors in life that can help you carry it over to everything.
Exactly.
We want more business to those people, because you can go down the street to anybody and just learn technique.
Right. One of our biggest ones is push-pull concept, and going for sweeps and a lot of stuff in jiu-jitsu. In life, you don't just plow through things, force your way through things, or you're not going to have any friends pretty soon. You're going to lose your job, and it's just the way it is. But what do? We want to use jiu-jitsu if we want to get something, even if it's from my child. I'm the authority figure, and I can tell them what to do and make them do it, but they're going to have a bitter taste in their mouth while they do it.
Exactly.
All my instructors, I make them. It's a prerequisite that they have to read certain books, they have to do certain things. I have to teach them about psychology.
Where's this guy been?
I do not let them teach my class. If anybody says you're wrong, out. No. You cannot say you're wrong. It puts a bad taste. It puts bars up in people. I say 99% perfect. Let's make it better. Here's the trick.
For improvement.
Now the bars don't go up. People are like attuned now. Now my information is going to get through to them so they can get better. But I say, that's wrong. I didn't tell you to do it like that. They put up bars. And then when I do have something to tell them, they're not going to absorb it because the bars are up.
Gotcha.
So I deal with human beings who have pride and vanity. We're not dealing with machines here, because I could just deliver the facts and information and boom, it's done. We're dealing with human beings, so I have to learn how the mind works, how people think, and people are always trying to get people to understand them all the time. Right? Well, I'm not trying to get people to understand me. I'm trying to adapt my communication style on the way you learn and the way you learn and everybody else. So when I'm teaching a technique, I'm not just speaking to the auditory people or the visuals. I'm doing it kinesthetically. I'm teaching kinesthetically. I'm teaching visually. I'm teaching auditorily. I'm waving my hand. I'm snapping my fingers so the auditory people can see it or hear it. And I'm using my body. I feel it with use your pressure of your weight. What am I doing there? Am I just shaking my body? No. I'm getting the kinesthetic person to I get it. I can feel how he's doing that. Now he's putting this pressure. I'm not just saying it.
Right.
And the way I say my words, the inflection in my voice. If I'm saying it with up, down as a statement, pauses. If I just okay, now do the technique. People that've been there working all day, they're like, what was the technique again?
What did you say?
I wasn't paying attention. No, if I see people's eyes aren't paying attention or somebody's a little asleep, I pause. That creates anticipation.
Quiet does that.
Which creates, am I supposed to be paying attention? And I go right back. I don't pause for a long time, but I pauses in my speech. Guys, want to have a good posture like this. And then I'll demonstrate. I'll stop it so they get to see it. They get to, the kinesthetic people go, okay, I get it now. I'm in here, okay. I'm speaking to everybody, not just my style. I'm speaking for you. It's about you. You're paying me. So it's my job to make sure that you get the information. Not just go home, eat my sandwich while you're practicing that technique. I'm walking around making sure everybody's getting it.
Right.
See, that,
It's passion.
That's called that's called caring. That's actually how teachers and doctors were supposed to be.
Right. Exactly. Doctors on what they say and how they say it. Teachers on the response that they get, the results they get. My kids don't fail. It's a result. It's an outcome that they get. I want my kids to succeed, so everything is a little stepping stone to getting better that next day.
Well, it's not to put it in a selfish manner, but it actually adds a little bit of personalization and a self-accomplishment to yourself.
Absolutely.
It's not going on deaf ears, that they really want to learn and they got it. Right. They understand. So, yeah, that's good.
And I give formulas to my students because I like to create not followers, but leaders.
Amen.
I ask questions. I make sure my students ask me as many questions as they like. Because I've heard nightmare stories at schools. Oh, take a private, or just do it the way I told you. Me, it's just like, let's get down. Let me see. Okay, let's make it better. I see where the problem is. Now, I explain concepts and things. And so, and formulas. This is like in college when there's mass amounts of information, you have to have little formulas so you can remember the information. We have all of that too. So now my students, when they make a mistake, they know what they did because they missed one step of the formula. Now they can self-correct and don't need me for all the answers anymore, only the real technical ones, or if they've forgotten. And I'm there to help always. That's what I'm here for, answer questions. But now they're self-correcting, fixing themselves and doing it. Now it's just like, I know what I did wrong.
Or essentially guiding them through their own evolution and their own, because in the end, all the techniques are going to be tailored to what they can do with them anyway.
Right, in their own style.
Exactly.
And of course, what they like, you know. And I don't just teach, you know, ever see Joe Dirt?
Yeah.
He just sells sparklers and snakes, and why do you just sell those? Well, it's because that's what I like.
Right, exactly.
That's his game. Right. You know, I'm not just teaching my game. You know, I'm smaller and I'm skinny. So if I get somebody who's larger, they might not be able to do the technique.
That's right.
So I teach techniques that work for this body type, that body type. I teach techniques that this player likes, that player likes, so they can pick and choose and mold their own game. So I have to know a wide array of different things and what makes them work and everything about it, the pros and cons about everything. Because no matter what I teach, everything will be countered. So I got to make sure the students are on to the next thing. This is the most common thing here, so get ready for this.
There's no invincible technique. There's always a way out.
Yeah, it's chess with bodies.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, let's go ahead and start the interview because we just got like 24 minutes here for prepping, but that's a good thing because you are a guy about we could sit down and talk to for hours and not even miss a beat.
I just got through doing a 6-hour seminar. It's our camp on visible jiu-jitsu and evaluation camp, but 6 hours and I didn't teach one technique. I talked pretty much the entire time.
I love that.
The guys taking notes, but you know what? The first one I gave was a month ago. I just got through doing it on the other weekend. The guys that did it a month ago, all of a sudden I just see them skyrocketing in their jiu-jitsu. And I make them study it every day, the notes that they took.
That's what I'm talking about.
The brain is the most powerful tool we have.
Absolutely. But some of us don't even know
how to
run it or run it at all.
Right.
Okay, let's go ahead and...